Harness racing, America's fastest growing sport. The drumming thunder of its hoofbeats has echoed down through a major accompaniment to the great symphony of American life. It has developed the standbred, the only truly American breed of horse. Today, the sport more than 25 million people annually on some 600 racetracks in the United States and Canada. Not only is harness racing sponsored by major racetracks, but it is the very lifeblood of hundreds of county-airs throughout the land, where thousands of families gather to attend these great rural shows, to look at the exhibits, to have fun in the midway, and to pay an age-old homage to His Majesty, the harness horse. Everybody goes to the fairs, even little sister. And their two grand champion Angus bulls. In the livestock area, following the judging of beef cattle, young and old flock to the racetrack rail to watch the harness horses go by. Thousands of others gather in the grandstand for the afternoon's thrilling sport. And crowding about the winner's circle to share with the owner and trainer their pride in victory, hard and cleanly won. But let's go back to the beginning. Every sport must have a starting point. For the little foal who may one day be a great champion, that starting point is the breeding farm. These standard-bred nurseries are scattered over the length and breadth of the nation. Their operation represents a huge industry in itself, involving the expenditure of millions of dollars and giving gainful employment to thousands. The mares and foals browse in the green paddocks. A growing baby is always hungry, and Ma seems always willing to cooperate. An early morning romp. These horses have been startled into a gallop. But don't forget that these youngsters will spend the rest of their lives developing the trotting and pacing mode of action, which is their natural heritage. This is the young horse who has been taken up from pasture and is now beginning his early training. Prior to this roping exercise, he has been gentled for months, but now the real work begins. The next step is schooling on a long line, or jerk line, getting his first feel of harness. The breeding farm is a carefully arranged unit, large well-fenced paddocks, a centralized racing and training stable, and work track for schooling and early trials. The jerk line stage is over, and the young horse is put between the shafts and made ready for his human load. His real responsibilities have caught up with him. The farm trainer takes him out to the track for one of his many schooling sessions. Days and months on the track must follow to perfect his gait and speed. Every standard bred has to be tried out in these early stages with various types of equipment. He may use a shadow roll to keep him from shying at objects directly ahead, or blinkers against side distractions. That thing that looks like a billiard cue is a head pole. It keeps his head straight, so that he will not bear right or left. The check rein is to help him maintain his balance and give him longer stride. Harness horses wear many kinds of boots on both front and hind legs. These boots, usually made of leather, are designed for protection, so that the horse will not grab or injure himself in action. The hobbles, or Indiana pants, are to help the standard bred conform to the pacing gait. Speaking of gaits, there are two in harness racing, the trot and the pace. Here is a trotter. He moves on the diagonal gait, the left front and right hind legs moving forward at the same time. This horse is a pacer, a less natural motion than that of the trotter, and considered slightly faster. It is the lateral gait. The pacer moves his right front and right hind legs forward at the same time. The preliminary stages of breaking and training are over now, and the young horse is off to the races. There he will join hundreds of others who have been vanned or railroaded to the track to fulfill their destinies. Uh-oh, maybe we're not off to the races. The standard-bred stallion, boss man of the farm, trots regally down through his paddock to say goodbye to his son. So long and good luck. Early morning at a racetrack. Horses and drivers are continually going from the stable area to the track for their workouts. It is a warm, friendly atmosphere. His barn and given meticulous care. He is rubbed down and sponged off, and then taken on the walking ring to cool out. Stable pets are everywhere. There are other ways of cooling them out. The mechanical method with a well-trained horse. And then again, if you're tired, every horse at the racetrack makes many visits to the blacksmith. Milady's shoes were never more carefully fitted than those worn by the standard-bred. Blacksmithing is a highly skilled profession. Expert farriers are few and far between. Today, several major universities offer courses in it. Trainers well know the truth in the old saying, no feet means no legs. Plates for these horses must be individually tailored and fitted for each foot, so that stride and carriage and balance are correct. New racing plates on, the groom brings the horse from his stall for a morning workout. The man you see there on the left in the white coat is the trainer and driver. He is the most important individual in the life of every standard-bred racehorse. It is through his skill and patience and perseverance that the animal is brought to his final peak of perfection. He is the guide, philosopher, and friend. His entire life is wrapped up in his stable of horses, and most of his waking hours are devoted to them. Of course, he has other pals. And this one is going along for the ride this morning. Through all of his work with the racehorse, the trainer has another friend that never leaves him. From the earlier slow miles down to the ultimate 2-minute clip, his stopwatch is the barometer of his progress. While driving, he carries it in the palm of his hand and checks it with every quarter pole. With a workout under his belt, the colt returns to the barn for his just reward. The care given him after his workout is administered by his groom, a man who, second only to the trainer, makes the horse's welfare and comfort his first consideration. It is the duty of the groom to carry out the routine of stable life, a routine set up and supervised by the trainer. If humans gave themselves the care allotted to racehorses, we'd be a sturdier lot. Highlight of the day is feeding time. They've all got the boarding house reach, only in this case it's sticking their necks out of the stall doors instead of reaching across the table. Oh boy, I'll bet it's going to be good. However, diet and weight must be carefully watched, and horses are never allowed to gorge themselves. A couple of pals discuss their chances before the afternoon races. As thousands jam the stands, we come at last to the big day, race day. The long, hard months of training are over. The final test lies ahead. Down the stretch they roll like a great breaking wave, the wings of the gate holding them in position. With the word go, the wings will fold and they will be on their way, striding out against the roar of the crowd, bike wheels spinning as they thunder into the first turn, fighting for early position. Some forcing the pace, some tucking in out of the wind, others rated back, conserving their strength as they round into the back stretch and flash down toward the half-mile pole. Around the far turn they come, the white rail of the racetrack unraveling behind them like whipped-out thread. Here the real racing begins. Here must come the final answer to the standard-bred's courage, stamina, and speed. Who will be the new champion? Whose name will blaze in that bright lexicon of stars, emblematic of one of America's oldest and greatest sports, harness racing.